got his ass now.
You have to be fast on the track.
I hate that guy.
This race could change the rest of your life.
Go on to my best, and whatever happens next, it's good.
My butthole got stretched a little bit. And I got a tight little butt.
I'm about to light this shit up.
We don't start dialing at 9:30 because our clients are already answering the phone. 3, 2, 1, let's bar!
Show 171, Chatter Radio, first one in 5 years. What a time to be alive after a week off. We got COVID, but we're working through it. James looks chipper. How's it going, buddy?
I'm running on two lattes in the recent couple hours. Don't call it a comeback, but we're back, T. We're back on Chatter Radio. It does feel like it's been a while. I'm back in the studio. We got the full equipment, the full setup. We got a fun show. We're having a great time over here, despite your COVIDness.
You got a shitload of different shit. Yeah, I apologize in advance if I cough. I got COVID-49 right now.
Are you like on the back end of it? Are we like clear? What's the deal here?
Excuse me. So yeah, feels more just like kind of a cold now. Although I still have like pain. Like if I look one way or the other, I get like eye pain. I think it's because swollen. I don't know. Feel like congested up here. It was weird. So I was at the Canadian Grands, whatever, a week ago. Yeah. So I woke up Sunday morning and felt like shit. I felt so tired. But I figured it was just because I flew home, did a bunch of errands Friday, was at the track all day Saturday, then had my buddy's engagement party Saturday night. So I got to bed late. I didn't drink or anything, but I just lack of sleep and tired being in a dusty stadium, whatever. I thought I just felt shitty. But then like Monday, I still felt not great. Tuesday, I started feeling so on Tuesday. And I was like, am I just tired or what? Wednesday, I woke up feeling like death.
Oh, no.
I felt so shit. No joke, I had really bad night chills. So I had to sleep in sweatpants and a hoodie. I was I was like shivering. And then I had really bad headache, sore throat. Wasn't really coughing. But then it took me like 20 minutes to get out of bed. I had to drive. I was in Sacramento because I drove my truck down. Anyway, I had to drive another 8 hours. I got up. I was like, oh my God. I don't know if I can do this today. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, you got to just get out of bed and get going. Dude,
you got hit with the works.
I was sitting on the ground sitting on the ground, like putting my socks and like pants on and stuff. It took every ounce of energy, no joke, to get dressed. And then like, once I got dressed, then like, I was staying at friends of ours' house. Luckily, they had left for the day already, so I wasn't around them when I was deathly ill. But then once I got going and started driving and went to Starbucks, had a green tea and a coffee, I was like, okay, well, I feel like okay, like I'm fine to drive, whatever. And then after that, I've gotten better each day, and I feel like more or less just a cold now. But yeah, the one day was pretty brutal. I think this is the first time I've been sick, and no joke, 5 years.
That's wild, hey?
Yeah, the last time was after my birthday that one year when Daniel had the party and I got super drunk and got really.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like a huge surprise. I got sick then either.
No.
That was before that race in Texas. Actually, dude, yeah, it was before the same Texas just happened this week too. Wow, that race comes around on the Central Texas track, and I just get sick with the flu or COVID.
Sounds like you need to go in a bubble before this race ever happens again. Every time it comes up, just find a bubble.
Yeah, it just felt like that one day was like a really bad flu, and then yeah.
Crazy. You got the works. That wasn't just like you get a little cough or just a little bit of this. You got the works there. Bad timing too if you're driving home. That's a big drive to be having it.
Oh, it's a big sitting in LA traffic with COVID. Are you kidding me?
I laughed. Dude. Oh, you had to go through. Yeah, that would have sucked. Bad timing for that too.
It took 10 hours from Sacramento to San Diego. It took me 3 hours to get through LA. No joke.
Oh boy. That's brutal.
Seriously, fuck that city and the traffic.
Dude, that city's so big. You get halfway through the city, you like get through a traffic jam, and then you're like, oh, I'm clear of it. You realize you're only halfway through the fucking city, and you keep driving through city traffic for like an hour or more. It's crazy.
So I had the pleasure of sitting in Vancouver traffic when I went home, and then LA traffic going through LA. Statistically, those are the two. If you actually look up worst traffic in North America, statistically, it's Vancouver and LA.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is kind of crazy because I would consider them very different styles of traffic. Our traffic, we have
They
one
are.
highway, so everywhere else is just congested. LA has like, I don't know, 100 highways that go around there, and it's still just mayhem.
It's like 8-lane freeways, and it's still just 20 million people just in cars. It is
crazy.
very different because back like at home, dude, our road system is the worst in the world. We have like 1 or 2 lane residential streets heading into the city. Who the fuck thought of that?
It's brutal.
It is-
Brutal.
It's a joke. Our street system, and now obviously because it's populated, they just can't expand. We don't have any freeways going to the city. I have never been to another city that doesn't have a freeway going into it and just a little like 2-lane residential street going into Vancouver.
So true, though. I mean, what other big cities do? Yeah.
No.
What I hate when I come from North Van, if I go, we have that bridge, the Lions Gate. It's
Yeah.
a 3-lane bridge, and it's a classic bridge. The middle lane changes depending on the traffic flow. I mean, that's just a bad system. That's
It is.
just a bad idea. Whoever came up with that back in the day, even if you only needed 2 and you're like, oh, let's make 3 and just change it. I mean, if you're making 3, why not just make 4? Let's just go double.
I think the people who settled in Vancouver and made these things, just oh yeah, we just got a little like mom and pop town here. We don't need any, freeways. And then all of a sudden there's just millions of people and they're like, oh fuck.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Now, yeah, we're just screwed forever with traffic there.
Did I ever tell you why? I learned why the Lionsgate Bridge got built. Did I ever tell you?
No.
Something to do with like some rich people like bought out like the British properties, and like there was no connector from there to Vancouver, and they needed to like spend money for the city. So some like tax thing, they basically just built the bridge themselves to get like, I don't know, some kind, not a tax write-off, but it was something to do with like helping the city and then getting this land for super cheap. I don't know, but so basically a family did it. It's crazy.
That's
Something
wild.
like that.
Imagine the money you gotta have to build a bridge into Vancouver.
Unbelievable.
Just $500 million.
It's crazy.
And that's why too, like they make parking so expensive in Vancouver is to try and incentivize people to take the SkyTrain in.
Well, I don't know why more people don't. Like we're not like Canada in general, North America, US especially. I don't feel like we're big public transit people.
No, we're
But
not.
Vancouver is very easy to take public, at least for me, to take public transit in. And then the city's small enough to walk around or SkyTrain around anyways.
I personally, I hate taking the SkyTrain. It's greasy.
Really?
It's really greasy. I just feel like I need every time I walk up, I'm like, wow, I need a shower.
I get the hands thing where you're touching like the
Oh my God.
poles and whatnot. You touch one of those, your hand like slips off, and it's like,
Oh,
how
it's
greasy was that?
So greasy. It's so
Those are bad. Those are bad. But I feel like I'm like one with the public, one with the city when I start taking public transit or I'm on the SkyTrain. I'm just like, you look over at somebody that's sitting down or that's holding the same greasy pole as you, give yourself a little head nod. You're like, yep, we're in this together.
It's unbelievable too. Like I was on the way home from the airport back to traffic in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And there's certain points when you're on these 1-lane non-freeway roads, you're just not moving anywhere. And it's like you're like, what's happening? You're literally just fucking sitting there and just nothing's happening.
There's nothing you can do about it either. It
There's
doesn't
no-
matter.
Yeah. There's no other way you can go. You're just sitting there going nowhere.
Just stuck with the flow. We're just
Oh
going
my
nowhere.
God, it's infuriating. Yeah.
Classic.
The Canadian Grands was fun. I actually hadn't been to that race and I don't even remember. Actually, the last time I think me and you went for fun like 5 years ago just to hang out and whatever. Remember that? You made a vlog.
Yeah.
or something. That was, I think, the last time I went. So it was fun because I didn't get to go home and do camps this year. So I didn't get to see anyone really from Canada and BMX. And then, yeah, I coach a lot of riders too in Canada. So I was able to see them race in person and coach them at the race. So anyway, it was really fun weekend and seeing the whole BMX, your Canadian BMX community was really cool. So it was a cool weekend.
It must have been a lot, like, because I know I'm sure you coach like a good amount of Canadian people, and like this is one of the bigger races for Canadian amateurs. So probably overwhelming seeing everybody all at once like that.
Yeah, it was fun too, because obviously I work with them, a lot of riders online around the world and in Canada. So it was good to see them race like the biggest race in Canada in person. And it's cool too, is you see how hard they work in training, and then you get to see them racing. And like Riley won and my guy Landon won. So it's cool seeing their like raw excitement. I really liked that.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's probably rewarding. To feel.
It was
How was the track? How did it play out? How did it look?
classic indoor, like really, really. I mean, it's just a small stadium. Like, there's not really much you can do. With a sweeper first corner, though, I feel like you really limit the length of the track, because then by default, the third and last straights are super short. And I think it makes it really difficult to pass, like even more so, I think. So I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's better to go 180, 180, 180. Well, not 180s, non-sweepers, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it makes for the longer straightaways and probably more areas to pass. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it gets pretty tight in that building. Like, for anybody that doesn't know, I always try to describe it to people. Think of like Tulsa Grands and then think of 100 times smaller.
It's like
That's
Disney
pretty
Cup.
much, yeah, smaller than Disney Cup even. I would say, I don't know. But yeah, I think just in that building, it's hard to do the M shape, like the 180s. But I don't like I don't like a sweeper, because it normally spreads things out too. It's hard. Like, I mean, yeah, a lot of times I feel like it does spread things out a little bit. So you're not getting the blast that you want at a Grands race.
Yeah.
So I like the 180s better too.
Atmosphere is pretty good though. Like, the stands were pretty packed, and like the atmosphere was cool. Like, you could definitely tell that I mean, besides national champs, that's a bit different, but definitely the biggest race in Canada other than that.
That's fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
It is, like, I guess it's small enough building that like it does feel like it's a stadium atmosphere still.
Packed house. It actually did feel like that. It's cool.
That's sick. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I know the
I think-
Tugas boys were doing battle too. That was kind of exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, now that it's a bit easier to travel to Canada too, like there's more Americans coming up, which I think added to the event, like added to the level of each class. Like, there were some good American riders who came up.
That's sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. Probably trying to get. I saw something about USA post something about like getting your scores in. I guess you could get some scores in Canada races too.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity if you're a US rider to come up and try and get a couple wins for sure. Yeah, it's good to watch the Tugas bros too and hang out and see them ride. Fuck, they're quick.
I was surprised. I mean, not surprised, but at the same time, because I saw how fast Ryan was going to Columbia, so I didn't know
Yeah.
what Alex would have for Ryan in the Grands. But Alex just is an absolute horse on those small hills. He loves that building, I think.
They're both fucking horses, like especially on those like flat hills. They're so quick.
Dude, yeah. I wish I could have just been there to watch or see a video. I haven't seen any videos of the laps, but it would have been exciting.
Yeah, I think they're both a bit underrated fast for indoor tracks.
Yeah.
Or normal hill tracks.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, they're both horses. They both grew up racing on a flat hill, or grown up on Ridge Meadows flat hill. I always think when you kind of have your local, whatever you ride normally is what you're going to be just exceptional on, and I feel like that's what it is, because Ridge is so flat.
So true. Yeah. And no matter what if you train on something, you're gonna get good at it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get real good at it.
It's just real tough out here. I got real good.
Before we proceed any farther, ProGate Europe, presenting sponsor of the show. Winning starts with a great gate. So ProGate's been with us now since beginning of it's since, I don't know exactly what show, but since the spring of 2019. So next spring it'll be 4 years. Isn't that wild?
They've been with us 2.5 years, basically, or 3.5 years.
3.5 years, yeah. So
Wow.
by next spring it'll be 4 years of ProGate support, ProGate Europe supporting Coffee Chatter.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what makes it easy about this partnership is, well, at least on our side, when you like the product as much as I'd say we do, and
100%.
as good of a product as they make, it makes it very easy to honestly promote it and like suggest it to people when they ask, and push it as much as we can. Like, it just makes it very simple. So
It
yeah.
does. It really does. I mean, we wouldn't be able to have as much fun or promote someone if we didn't actually love the product. It may, it's crazy. Like, a lot of time, like I've done it too, where you just do something for money or whatever, but it's not the same if you don't actually genuinely like the product.
True. People can tell too.
Totally, you can tell.
We can tell in the post. You can hear it in your voice. It's
Yeah, look at this like energy bar I randomly getting paid to do a promotion on.
It's the best energy bar out there. Gives you a lot of energy.
Look at this supersonic protein bar. I've never felt this way before in my life.
Before this, I was eating Snickers. I just didn't really feel great. But now I just every time after my workout, I am just fully replenished. Like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Winning starts with a great game. It really does.
Get yours today. Grants is coming up, so you're gonna have to start working on those gates and get a good one.
Yes, you are. Should we talk about? Should we release next week's show? You think, or what do you think?
I think we should release it now. Let's do it. I didn't even expect it to be this soon. I didn't know when we were doing it. I knew it was coming out.
You snuck up on us. We are doing the Connor Fields retirement special next week. So Connor's going to come on as our guest for the very first time. He's made some cameo appearances on Chatter, but we're going to dive deep into his career and have Connor Fields on. So I know everyone's going to be really excited to hear in depth about this Hall of Famer's career.
I think we've had a lot of people in the past ask why we haven't had him on. And I think this is your answer right here. We knew he's wanted to talk afterwards. And now that he is officially retired, like this is the time, he's happy to come on and spend some time, some chat about past races. We're going to dive into it all. So start thinking, people, if you're listening to this, start thinking of all those questions you've always wanted to ask or find out about. Let us know next week, because we're going big on it.
Yeah, it's going to be a long retirement special. And yeah, like he said, he told us a while ago they wanted to come on after he retired, just so we can talk more openly about everything, which, we were totally cool with, obviously. Probably makes for a better show anyway. So I'll be at his house next week. So we'll be doing it live from his trophy room.
We're going to go live on YouTube too.
I think we should go live on YouTube. Yeah.
I think so. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I think so. If it works and everything, yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we're going live next week on YouTube.
Call it out. I like it.
We're going live on YouTube next week, folks.
That'll be sick.
So yeah, next Monday, time to be TBA.
To be announced.
Yeah. But start getting prepped for the Connor show. It's gonna be a big one. Try not to get too excited. Excuse me.
Might not be the biggest thing in the world right now, but it's certainly not the smallest thing. So be ready.
Certainly not the smallest.
Be ready.
In other news, Nick's raised $12,000 for the pros. What? Just your favorite pro, Johnny Long, Nick Long, $12,000. What a fucking guy that is. It doesn't even, the best part about this is it doesn't even affect him. Like, he's not making the money. He's just doing it for the pros. How many people do you know that would do that?
I literally don't know anyone. No one's doing it. So I don't know anyone.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know why he decided to do this or where it came from or whatever, but I mean, unbelievably awesome. You know why?
He texted me. I guess we inspired him on the show. That's why he went out and did it.
No shit.
Yeah. So he listened to the Riley show and we inspired him. So you know what? We're happy to. We just inspire people around the world. Is what we do. So, that's why I love Nick. He's one of the most genuinely nice, selfless people I've ever met.
Very much so. Hey, very much so. That when he's doing something, he does it because he cares and wants to. Like he clearly just wants to help the pros. He's been at the top, or he was at the top of the sport for so many years, and I think he probably knows and understands how hard it is for pros to make a good paycheck these days. So for him to just step in out of nowhere like that, that's amazing.
Speaking of which, we had something come across our desk earlier this week. We got an email from a certain somebody.
Oh yeah.
That person was saying how they at their local track for prize money, they were also able to raise a whole bunch of money. So they're saying that needs to happen at the bigger races too.
It does. We've talked about it on the previous shows when it comes to
zero reason why we can't really.
To me, there's nothing blocking it. There's just no one in a position doing it, and yeah.
Yeah, like we've talked about, all these tracks can raise tons of money. Nick can raise a lot of money, and I was talking to him, and it really all it takes is you to just ask people, because people are really willing to do it. People, businesses, whatever. But there's just nobody for the biggest races. There's no one actually seeking it out and doing it. Which all you need is someone to go out and do it.
So do you want me to kind of explain what maybe the blocker is that I've been told, or why this wouldn't work?
Mm-hmm.
I guess. So basically, when we're talking about raising this money, it's for the World Cups, and we think the purses could be bigger if somebody went out and raised money. What I've been told is the challenge to work around is these races cost so much to put on. The World Cups cost the tracks, the event, whoever's, we'll call it the organizer. Yeah, the organizer has to pay so much.
And in terms of law, it's like $250,000 from what I've heard.
Yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah, and they don't usually make their money back off, like ticket entries or anything like that, because we're not the biggest sport in the world. We're not going to be making 250 grand off tickets, I'd say. It just doesn't happen. So most of the time, these tracks, these organizations, they lose money when they host the World Cups. So the thought process is that even if somebody was raising money, that the tracks would just want to take the money for themselves, basically to pay back the debts that they have for hosting the race. Something to do with that. And it's like UCI already has sponsors that are in place in areas. I think we could, find a way to put logos somewhere else to, make it worth it for somebody to come on board. But then once again, I've heard that the organizers would want to take the money, not for themselves, but to pay back like what they've already spent to have the race.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense.
It does. I'm just thinking, so yeah, the track pays a lot of money. So basically, like I heard Papendal basically breaks even.
And I think even in their first years of doing it, I don't think they did break even, but they learned how to break even based off of bringing the festival in and having people buy tickets to the festival, and that helps them.
Right. And then the other ones like Columbia, I would think it's probably paid for by the city. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Me neither. I don't know.
It probably paid for by the city. Well, say you had someone doing it. I mean, you could just give like, I don't know, just do like 25% to the UCI, 25% to the track, 50% to the riders from what you earn or what you raise.
There's an option too.
So then how would anyone be against it?
Yeah. I'm not against it, obviously. We've brought this up. I just don't think anybody's has been willing to make the effort and try, like get somebody in place to do it.
Or even if you just had some random dude, say you had Joe Smellmore from Davenport, Iowa. Say he all of a sudden was raising money. Why is it so funny every time?
It's Davenport, Iowa every time.
So say he had Joe, he's going to raise money. So say, okay, instead, obviously he wants to get paid. He's not going to do it for free. So he gets 10%, and then the track and the UCI each get 20, and the riders get 50. So then he raises $20,000. He makes $2,000 of it, and the track and the UCI make however much they make, and then the riders make 10,000. Yeah, 4,000. I just didn't do the math in my head.
Yep.
And then the riders get an extra 10,000 for the purse. I don't know, like that's just a rough whatever, but you could do something like that. And then how would anybody lose from that?
I personally don't see anybody losing.
Dude, these tracks can raise 30 grand for a whatever, or 20 grand, 10, whatever, like no problem. Are you telling me like people wouldn't want to donate to a World Cup instead, where they could be seen at doing what, like their logo or whatever could be seen by thousands of people?
It's like if you don't have this person raising the money, it's the organizer who's losing money. You're still losing money no matter what. So having him come is only going to make you a little bit of money and make the riders happier. So it's like, it's got to work.
I think it's just kind of short-sighted not to do that, or not to try to do something like that, because really you have nothing to lose. Like you have nothing to lose.
I don't think so. No.
So
yeah,
and I don't really buy you can't, because I mean, if everyone's doing it, literally every track can do it and has done it, except World Cups haven't. So
yep.
yeah, the prize money will probably be different per race then, because if you're going for certain companies or local businesses or whatever, it's going to vary, but that's fine. I mean, you just have the base, whatever excess you get.
Exactly. Nobody's going to be upset if there's like a base number, and then sometimes it's over more than it is other times. No one's going to be upset about that, right?
No.
So
I don't think it'd be unrealistic to think you could raise easily 20,000 per World Cup weekend, so 10,000 a day, and you just give it to the elite classes. I would say you just give it to elite men and women. You don't give it to U23.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think the elites are the ones who deserve it. And yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I would think so too. So
Hopefully, maybe by chance, maybe Nick just gets hired to start doing this for the World Cups. Clearly, he's doing a sick job for the Grands.
yeah, he's just raised whatever 12 or 15,000. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he can just go out and do it with no experience. I just got 12 grand, no problem.
And I don't think the people that are supporting his fund are just getting any banners or advertisement at the Grands. Like
people even gonna know where the money comes from? No,
I don't know where. Like I know from Nick's post that a
No.
few $100 came from this guy or this company. And that's it.
Yeah. Do you think we're headed to a revolution in terms of prize money in BMX?
I think we're getting to a boiling point where something's going to change soon because I think people are starting to get frustrated. We're starting to find ways that we think we could do it better, even though we're not in a position to. I think inflation in the world, dude, shit is expensive as hell these days.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So I just think we're getting to a point. There's something's going to happen soon.
Yeah.
In a good way, I hope. Dude, can I tell you about this? Speaking of expensive things, I need to tell you about this hospital bill now that I have the opportunity to, basically.
Why do you have a hospital bill?
So before national champs, I crashed. I hurt my thumb. Raced through it. It was fine. Went to Louisville after. He was giving me a lot of issues.
Where'd you hurt it?
One of the joints in my thumb.
No. Where? Like where? What country did you crash in? Canada?
Oh, in Canada. Yeah, I crashed in Canada.
Okay.
I raced our national champs, and because I was able to race, I thought nothing of it. I went to Louisville. I could barely ride. I was in more pain than I was in national champs. So I went to Florida after with Joris, and I basically was talking to the doctors at home, and Andre at home was like, if it's still hurting, like it's 3 weeks later, like go get it checked out. So I was like, okay. So I went to the hospital in Sarasota. Like I would at home, you just go to the hospital, go to emergency, say I crashed basically on my bike, get it checked out. So I went there. They took me back for an X-ray, brought the X-ray machine in, took a quick X-ray. I sat for over an hour waiting for the results of this X-ray. Unbelievable. The X-ray results come in like 5 to 10 minutes. Don't tell me I have to wait an hour.
Yeah.
Anyways, I paid $1,500 on the spot for this X-ray.
Oh my God.
$1,500. So this is all under insurance, or but still, I'm going to give you the amount. So $1,500 on the spot. They wanted me to go get a CT scan after because like, oh, we can't really see anything definitively enough. And I was like, and they wanted to get me a CT scan on my wrist because I thought something was wrong on my wrist. I said, no, my wrist is fine. Thank you very much. You can't see anything. I'm out of here.
I think you need to stay the night, sir.
I sort of felt like they were trying to do crazy. Yeah. So I leave, whatever. I think I'm just done. So I billed like the insurance company $1,500, thought I was done with it. The other day I get home. This is like, I don't know, weeks later. This is over a month later. I see charges come through on my credit card. I look it up. It's basically from the hospital. I phone them. They basically tell me my file was still open. It's going to be closed within the week, but I need to basically finish off the charges that are on my account. So just for going in to get checked out at emergency, it cost me $2,500.
Oh my God.
And apparently there's different classes or whatever, class 1 to 6, I think, 1 being bad, 6 being the worst, 1 being maybe minor. I don't know. I was they put me in like a class 4 or something. And I like talked to this lady. I was like, you mean to tell me whatever the class system, I came in for a sore thumb basically to get checked out that I thought maybe has a fracture, maybe broken something. And you charged me $2,500. Like you guys didn't do anything. So in total, the bill is like $4,000.
Oh my God. Did you have to pay for it up front and then get reimbursed, or they just do it directly, or what?
So I just paid the $1,500 up front because I didn't let the insurance company know right away. So I paid that. And now because of that, I'm getting paid to my credit card. Now I have to charge the insurance company afterwards. Right. So it's a whole process, which sucks. But $4,000 basically to go in and get an X-ray.
It's insanity. That's crazy.
Dude. I told them too, I was like, you basically are just trying to find ways to make money off people if you're going to charge that much. The lady was like the accountant at the hospital. So she doesn't know anything.
Yeah. She just gets given a file and says collect.
Basically. Yeah. So I gave her some shit just because I felt like it, but I don't even care. Like,
look, lady, you looked at my thumb and you took an X-ray.
Yeah. But like I paid for the X-ray, $1,500. For the other stuff, I sat there. The one doctor came and said, okay, yeah, we'll take you back for the X-ray. You mean that just cost me $2,500? You're crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I had I had appendicitis 2 years ago in San Diego. And so I had to go to the hospital, spent spent a night there, had the surgery, spent another night there. And then my insurance company paid for it directly. So I just had to pay like $100 deductible or something.
That's good.
Yeah, a bill came to my house like whatever 6 months later and said, yeah, it's been paid in full, whatever. It was $56,000 or $60,000.
No.
It was like 56 or 65, like around $60,000.
Where the hell does this money go?
I think, I don't know. It's like probably like 10 grand a hospital night. So that's 2 nights plus like, I don't know, $35,000 for the surgery. And then like, I don't know, a couple band-aids are probably $1,000 each. I don't know.
Like I get the night stay and the surgery, shit ton of money. I get that. But then it's like, still doesn't add up to me.
Isn't that nuts?
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's wild. Yeah, it's so expensive.
Unreal.
So I had someone send this to me. I can't remember who sent it to me now. So I apologize for whoever sent this to me a couple weeks ago, but they asked a pretty funny question. Would you rather be in some BMX, obviously, would you rather be the fastest expert or the slowest pro?
That's a really good question.
Hmm.
I feel like if you're the fastest expert, how old are we talking? Are we talking young enough that you are old enough that you can be pro?
I guess, yeah. So say you're like 19 or 20.
And see, so if you're the fastest expert at that age, everyone's calling you a sandbagger for not turning pro. But if you're the slowest pro,
Yeah, but think
You're
about
probably
it. Fastest amateur, you're winning grands, you're winning NAG 1, you're winning national champs, you're probably winning world champs. I mean, that's fun.
and you're probably doing it all on the side for fun.
That's fun career. Like winning all those as an amateur, that's some good old fashioned fun. Whereas if you're the slowest pro, you're training hard. You're going to these races, you're getting fucking smoked. You're getting like that's not fun. That's not fun.
No, it's not. You gotta take fastest expert then.
You have to take the
You
fastest.
have to take.
Not to mention, if you're the fastest expert, you're probably getting your trips paid. You're getting free shit. You're sponsored. You're on a good factory team. You're taken care of, and you're just enjoying the sport, and you're winning everything. And that's a good time. What's not a good time is being the slowest pro, not having any support, spending money, and getting smoked.
It's true. It's not fun.
How is that
Not
fun?
fun.
It's not fun at all. I would take fastest expert, no questions asked.
And no doubt about that.
Because other
Do you
way,
think
you're not making any money as a slow pro anyway. So
That's true. Do you think it's like a little ridiculous that amateurs can make as much as they do?
no, because I mean, you deserve it really if you're winning your classes or not even just winning, but if you're doing well and everything and you're getting your stuff paid for. I mean, that's good promotion for the bike brand. Like they see Cedric Cade winning everything and getting everything paid for. I don't know what he gets, but say he gets everything paid for, which I'm sure he probably does. He deserves it because he's winning everything. And they're promoting much more than a pro getting last.
That's true. Sometimes I feel like it's almost a little, I guess, ridiculous. It's by the sounds of how much some of them do make, but I get where it's coming from, where it's like, it's such a big deal in the States, winning the AM titles and all that kind of stuff. And it makes sense if you're younger, like coming up still and you haven't turned to the pro age yet. That makes sense. It's once you're old enough to be pro, but you're not yet.
And you have a lot of younger amateurs will look up to older amateurs. Like I know I did when I was younger.
It's true too. Yeah. Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, they're on a whatever S squared. I want one.
True.
So
Answer BMX S squared. Claiborne, get yours today.
cheers today.
Yeah. That's a good question. That's kind of funny to debate.
I know it is funny because you kind of automatically think, well, pro, you want to be pro, but it's like, well, maybe not.
Yeah.
So I thought of this after Oldsmar and especially next year, because if you look at the pro series for next year in USA BMX, you have a lot of big hill races compared to flat hill or small hill or normal tracks, whatever. So out of the 8 races you count, should you only be able to count 4 Supercross races as scores instead of all 8? Because like Laura, for instance, she has all 8 of her wins now as pure Supercross races. Then the Grand is on regular tracks. And it's kind of like, well, I don't necessarily agree with that. Like what she did was obviously fine, but I'm just saying for the series in general, like I think you should have to count some from a normal hill, especially because more known as a normal hill series, and now Supercross is kind of being brought into it, and the Grands is on flat hill. It's kind of interesting dynamics. We don't really have another series that has both. So what do you think? Should you be able to count all 8 on Supercross, or what do you think?
Because I've seen the schedule for next year and even thinking back to the schedule this year, there's so little flat hill races that I say it's like, yeah, it's fine. Like you don't need to get it on flat hill. But if there's more opportunity on the flat hill, I'd say it would be kind of interesting, kind of cool to make it that you need your flat hill scores as well. Because it is kind of weird that most of our races, Pro Series races this year and next year are on Supercross hills, which is a great thing to me. I think it's exciting. But then we go to Tulsa and it's the classic small hill, which is like awesome on its own, but it's just very different from the whole rest of the series.
Yeah, I think it should be kept as primarily a flat hill series, like a normal track series with just some Supercross races added, kind of how it has been in the past. That way the Supercross races kind of added to it instead of dominated it in a way. But I think you should have to count 4 of each. That'd be fun.
I think it would be fun. Like I will say, like I like the fact they have all the Supercross ones because it's more payout for the riders because the Supercross are always more money. But I do think it would be cool if you had to add them both. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's something different. It's like if you had to like win this in motocross, if you had to win the title by having Supercross races and outdoor.
Yeah,
not the same and specifically, but it would be pretty cool if you got to count some from each.
And I think it incentivized people to go to some normal
COVID.
You should incentivize people to go to a normal race if they need to get a normal track score or whatever.
There definitely have to be more added into the schedule then for sure.
Yeah.
That'd be cool though. Yeah, I'd be happy. Good with that. It'd be exciting.
Yeah.
It would add a conversation piece too. Like, oh, okay. Like we had there's good conversation pieces after Florida, which we can get to with people's scores and whatnot. Like that's part of the excitement. Oh, who's going to get what scores? People are going to max out their wins. But with like, if you had to have 4 flat wins too, you'd be like, okay, well, they already got their Supercrosses. Are they even going to ride Supercross now? Like, who cares? Like, they should just go for a flat hill. It'd be interesting.
Speaking of Supercross, I was thinking, I didn't realize, but I was crunching the numbers. Realized Sylvain's 2 World Cup titles were both the year after the Olympics. Is that interesting?
Yeah, it is, eh? Wow. Yeah, very interesting. Huh. Why do you think that is? Any reason or just luck of the draw?
I don't know. I mean, personally, I know that like the year after the O show, I rode more freely just because you don't have like the stress of the Olympics and there's not like that kind of like looming over your head because obviously an Olympic year leading up, it's kind of always in the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally found those 2 years after the Olympics I had more fun because it was kind of just rode more freely, raced wherever and just went for it. So I don't know, maybe there's something to that or maybe it's completely random.
I think something inside of him wanted it more. I think he wanted that overall title. I don't think he went for it in 2016 or 2020, 2021. So 2022 here. I think he wanted it. That's in my head. I don't know why in 2017 that was the year he won it. Maybe things just started to click more. I also didn't make the Olympics in 2016. So he's like, fuck everybody. I'm going to show. Yeah. Interesting though. That is an interesting fact. I like that.
He's a big year after guy.
Huge.
Missed the peak by a year twice, Sylvain. Fucking figure it out, buddy.
Where did he posted something about, is there something for Grands? Like if you win the Grands, you get something. I don't know, but he wants to win the Grands. I think there's something up for grabs or something. I don't think he's in the.
I was going to say couldn't be the Grand Slam because he doesn't have, yeah. Oh! No, yes, no, that'd be the ABA title.
I don't think he's up for the title this year. Who's up for the title right now? We're not going to do a full breakdown yet. We'll save that for another show. But
Josh, Neek, kind of Neek.
I think Joris, if he does well in Bakersfield, he get a couple extra scores in it if he adds the rock too.
He'll probably win in Bakersfield. I think.
Yeah, good chance. Yeah, dude, he's looked so quick.
Yeah.
Him and Isaac had an absolute battle. Oldsmar is pretty good,
and especially on a track like Bakersfield, I think it very much suits Joris.
Mm-hmm. You think it's going to be a big one, big race?
No, but the bangers will be there.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. I see that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wanna play the game?
Yeah, I see you got a game written down. Let's play the game.
Are you playing the thing?
Oh crap! All right, it's my first day back on the system right now. Trying to remember how to. Here we go.
All right, so the game I came up with today is Canada versus US game. So there's 5 different categories. You have to name things from Canada and the US. And so I think the format we should do is we'll just say the title of each one, and then we both take like I don't know, 20 seconds and then name the 5 things. So the first one would be name 5 Canadian and 5 US banks. So I don't know if we should both write them down and then say them, or what we should do.
Good question. Good question.
Maybe we just write them down quickly.
We don't just go back and forth and just go until one of us can't
a
get
while.
one.
Let's do that. Let's go back and forth. Yeah.
Okay. I think the second one should be 5 as well. So it's 5 of 5.
Okay. Sure.
5 by 5.
Yeah, just realized it's going with 10. Okay. So first one, name 5 Canadian and 5 US banks. So let's start with Canada. Name 5 banks. So go for it.
RBC Royal Bank.
All right. TD Canada Trust.
CIBC.
Bank of Montreal.
Fucking.
We don't have that many banks in Canada.
There's obviously another one. I just can't. Yeah, I don't know. Scotiabank.
Oh, Scotiabank. There you go. Okay. So US banks, we got Chase.
Oh no. What's the red one with the house? The hold on.
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo. Thank you.
You got US Bank, Bank of America.
So you win this one.
Oh, we got one more.
How do
we need one more. Citibank.
RBC US.
RBC Bank Georgia. Yeah. Okay. Good one. Citibank. All right. Next one. No, let's do 10 for this one because there's a lot. We could do 10.
10 famous Canadian athletes.
You got to name 10 famous Canadian athletes and then name 10 famous US athletes. So let's start with Canada. So Wayne Gretzky.
Good one. Sidney Crosby. We're just going to go all hockey players until one of us can't.
Connor McDavid.
I'll switch it up. I will go Mark McMorris.
Oh, good one. Bradley Wiggins.
Who's Bradley Wiggins?
He plays in the NBA.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Andre DeGrasse.
Oh, good one. Penny Oleksiak.
Who's the football player on the Steelers?
No idea.
Him.
Okay, we need a name.
I don't know his name.
We need a name.
Let me think of somebody else. Lance
Stroll.
Nicholas Latifi.
Okay, I don't even know. He doesn't count.
He sucks, dude. He needs to be gone.
sucks.
Did you see the race? He took the wrong turn.
I just remember he's the one who fucked up the title chase last year. So we don't. Yeah, he's whatever.
We don't like him. I don't like these situations. So I'm panicking in my head right now.
No, take a deep breath and just fucking think.
How many followers do you have to have on Instagram to be considered famous? 20,000?
I mean, then I'd be considered famous.
That's what I was. Or Nighthawk. What's the soccer players? Canadian.
I mean,
this isn't a very good game for me so far, T.
It's like Steph LeBay. You could consider her famous.
I was going with I'm just kind of looking up once. And I was going to go with the forward. What's her name?
Oh, Christine Sinclair.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, so yeah, they would be considered famous, I think.
Okay.
One more, Jeannie Bouchard. I don't even know if she plays tennis. I think she does. Actually, I looked her up recently. I think she still does play tennis. So Jeannie Bouchard.
I think she was trying to make a comeback. I don't know how good she's been.
Or you do Felix. What's his last name? Or Leila Fernandez.
Yeah, I'd go with one of those guys. Yep.
All right. We don't have that many famous people in Canada, huh? Like athlete wise.
Steve Nash.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
We have more than we think, but we can't think of anybody. Are you kidding me?
I mean, there'd be mostly hockey players.
And we watch US sports.
Yeah, hockey players, or I mean, for sure we have people in the NBA. I just don't know them.
It's true. Yeah. We got some good basketball players now. Yeah.
Even like the men golfers, like Corey Connors. Like I wouldn't. I mean, he's on the PGA Tour, but I don't know if he's.
Nobody fucking knows who Corey Connors is.
I know,
in Canada.
that's true. Brooke Henderson's pretty big though in Canada.
In Canada, yes. Yeah.
Okay, 10 famous US athletes. Well, this should not be difficult. Fucking LeBron.
Tom Brady.
Lamar Jackson. I mean, you can name any NFL player.
This is pretty easy. Can we skip this? Dwayne Wade.
All right, we need to name him Pat Mahomes.
Kobe Bryant.
Connor Fields. I know he wouldn't be considered one in general.
I'd give it to him.
Michael
Shaquille O'Neal.
All right.
Michael Phelps. Shaquille O'Neal.
Steph Curry.
Aaron Rodgers.
Tiger Woods.
Oh, good one. Justin Thomas.
Jordan Spieth. All right, we're probably at 10.
Yep.
All right. Name 5 Canadian and 5 US cell phone companies.
Oh, we don't have many.
I actually don't think we have 5 in Canada, but let's give it a try.
Okay. Bell.
TELUS.
Rogers.
Is Fido still one?
Count it.
Count it.
Fido. Tangerine. Oh, Tangerine Bank. That's another bank.
You have a bank called Tangerine Bank.
I'm not kidding you. We have a bank called Tangerine, I think. Or I don't think it's a cell phone company, so I think it's Tangerine.
All right. Do we have a 5th cell phone. Do we have Mint Mobile in Canada?
Kudo.
Oh, Kudo. So I think
Kudo. Yeah.
All right. So now the US, we got T-Mobile, of course.
AT&T.
Verizon.
What's that Energy Mobile? What's that mobile one? That orange one? Something mobile. Pass.
We got Mint Mobile.
Oh, Mint Mobile?
I think it's what's his name's company. Actor from Vancouver, Ryan. What's his name? Not Gosling. Ryan
Reynolds.
I think it's his company, Mint Mobile.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Yeah. All right, one more.
Pass.
I can't think of one right now either.
Think. What do you see when
Sprint is? I don't think Sprint is one anymore.
Oh, count it though. Count it.
Yeah,
Sprint
but
Mobile.
I was looking today on T-Mobile. I think they merged with T-Mobile a while back. So I don't think.
Okay.
Are people in the chat saying one?
Let me check. Oh, yeah. No. Sage Watson. Oh, yeah. Nice. Cricket. Okay. F1. Boost Mobile. Thank you, Gavin. That's what I was trying to think of.
That's it.
Thank you, Gavin.
Okay. Isn't timeout? Isn't that Australian? I don't know if there is that in the U. Do they have that in the US?
There's got to be a
They must. Okay. All right. Name 5 famous Canadian and US actors or actresses.
Oh, I'm gonna suck at this again.
Canadian, we got Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling. They're both from Vancouver too, I think.
Okay.
So we have them two. We got fucking
Can't do this.
Colby Sanders. She plays Robin in How I Met Your Mother.
Robin and oh, nice. Okay. Oh, yeah, and she's a Canadian, right?
Yeah, she's actually from Vancouver, I think, too. Also,
okay. Nice.
We got them too. Shoot. Why is this so hard for us?
Let me look up.
They're probably screaming into their car right now.
Probably. This is like a play along game for people. Oh, wait, hold on. That's wrong. Hold on. Are we in Canadian?
Adam Sandler Canadian? No, he's not Canadian, is he?
Oh, look at those people. No way he's Canadian. Adam Sandler. The Rock?
Are you in the chat?
No.
You're looking at, you can't Google it. That's cheating.
I'm not Googling it. I would never.
The Rock is not Canadian. No.
He is.
No, he's not.
Dude, yeah, I looked it up.
He's not Canadian.
Despite not having been born in Canada himself, Johnson can technically count himself as Canadian because his dad was born in Nova Scotia and moved to Toronto as a teen.
He's not Canadian.
It's weird. He moved to Nova Scotia as a teenager.
That's
right.
fascinating, but he's not Canadian.
Drake.
Okay, it's a singer, but
We're not doing musicians.
no,
Has he not starred in a movie once? Maybe.
doesn't count. It's got to be actors or actresses.
Okay. Let me buckle down here a little bit.
I know.
So I
It's
can't-
kind of a tough. I don't know why it's a tough one.
I can't choose Justin
Oh.
Bieber.
You know who's Canadian, and I don't know his name, but the guy, you know, the dad in American Pie.
Yes.
I think he's Canadian. I don't know his name.
Low-key awesome series.
He's
All time.
fucking hilarious too. I can't remember his name, but he's Canadian. God, why is it so hard for us to think of someone?
Dude, I don't know. It's like when you ask me, like, I can sing along to songs like crazy, fine. As soon as you ask me the name of a song, I don't know it.
We're not doing ourselves a good service here with naming Canadian actors or actresses.
Can I say one that I saw when I looked up The Rock?
Okay.
Seth Rogen.
Oh my God, we forgot Seth Rogen. And you know who else is? So you know the orange hair woman who is in Superbad and also Easy, like the main character in Easy A, or
Oh yeah.
I think she's Canadian too. So
Wait, are you talking about Emma Stone?
I think Emma Stone's Canadian. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No way this one is Jim Carrey. No.
Drew. I think Drew Carey might be Canadian. I don't know what Jim Carrey is.
I think he is, based off my research. Okay.
Oh, my buddy Sean, who I trained, just texted me. Drake was in Degrassi, Canadian TV show. Okay, so I guess Drake kind of counts.
Go. Gavin,
All right.
Pamela Anderson. Michael J. Fox.
Name 5 words that are spelled or said differently in Canada and the US.
Okay. Favorite.
Color,
Oh, that was my next one. Don't do that.
meter, center.
Okay. Good ones. Good ones.
Go RE.
Um,
That's kind of cheating because it's the same word.
no, but they're spelled different. That's all it
You
is.
know what word we say differently? Pasta. So we typically say pasta and Americans say pasta.
Yeah, that's a good one. What do the Italians say if they had to speak English and say it?
Good question.
It sounds more sophisticated to say pasta.
Probably, yeah. So I used to always say pasta. I don't know what I say now. Pasta. So pasta. I probably say pasta now.
I just had one. Fuck. It's like in the US they say foyer. We say foyer.
Or we say niche and they say niche. Because I think we have a French influence in Canada. So those words we say like kind of how you'd say it in French.
When you talk to somebody about when you say like cringe, do you ever say cringy? That's cringy, or do you say that's cringe?
Cringy. I don't say cringe.
Okay. I don't know if you actually say it. I say cringy too. That's cringy, but I don't know. I wonder if it's actually just cringe.
I spell it with a Y on the end.
Oh, okay. Is it spelled like that though? If you say like plural, cringe?
I don't know, but I spell
Or
it.
yeah, okay. I think there's more words made up in the past few years that's actually like real dictionary word nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's the game. Canada versus US.
Okay, enough of that.
All right, so we're building some hype to the Grands now. It's a slow build because it's in October and we haven't got to November yet. But let's talk about do we have a favorite track from a certain year? Maybe one we rode or one we liked watching.
One we liked watching. Road / like watching. There was this one didn't provide maybe the battles I think it should have, but there was the one in 2013, I want to say. 2013 maybe. The 5 straighter.
That was a good one.
I thought that was a good track.
Big pro section, 4 legit straights. That was a cool track. That one came to mind. I also really like 2012. It had 2 pro sections. You had like
Berm gap
in the second straight, and then you had a berm gap into the last corner. That was cool. That track was cool.
Dude, that one was legit. I don't know what they did to that first straight, but it felt like it was visually looking at it now too. It looked longer than they are these days.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
They need to make the first straight as long as possible like that.
They do. They need to stretch it out.
Yeah, like let's push that hill back to the building edge there. Like we don't need the space back there. Make it all track.
One of your fun fact with that one, the ROC, me and Connor, between like second and third round, we went to CVS and got caffeine pills, and we both got on the podium that night.
Nice. Clearly pro caffeine pills on this pod.
Yeah, that was a cool grands. I like that track.
Yeah.
Do we have a specific favorite race we either liked racing or watching?
Mine are going to be watching. I haven't been to enough to say I've had one a favorite racing one. The year, I think it was 2017, Connor won the title.
Hmm.
Or was that 2016?
17 was his first year, yeah.
Okay. And you guys were racing. Joris, I think Joris was actually sick then, but they had a battle and Joris had a chance to almost blast Connor that one.
Those three mains were good. Yeah, Connor was fucking phenomenal.
Connor was phenomenal. I think Dino won the event, right? Won the race. Did Anthony win?
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, I think he did.
Anthony won the overall, I think, of that race.
Did he win?
I don't know
for a second. I think you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a fact, but I know because he won one of them. I thought he might have won that one because he was really quick there. That one too, I thought.
Yeah.
That was a fun one to watch. Really fun one to watch.
All right. Now yawn. And now in terms of this year, who do we think is going to be the biggest surprise in the pro class or classes?
Biggest surprise. Good question. I don't think of this guy as a surprise, but I think after last year having a tough grands experience, McLean, I think he's going to be coming in and kind of, I don't want to say make his mark. He's been killing it all year. I think he's going to be battling for a title. I think he's going to actually be battling for a title this year.
So do you consider that a surprise?
I don't really, but after last year, it's going to be a significant difference, I think.
I agree, but I don't think that's a surprise though.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. What kind of surprise are people? What's a surprise going to be then? Is that like an outstanding performance out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Who's going to be that? I don't think.
That's the question. Good question, huh?
Yeah. I might start looking at the ladies, seeing where could there be a surprise. I have a hard time picturing a surprise. I think the top girls have been riding the top this whole year. Yeah.
I can't think of a surprise either. I don't know why. I asked this question. I can't think of one.
That's fair though. I mean, I think there's enough established people in the classes where it's hard to have a breakout ride that's going to be a surprise at the front. And I think in our heads, we're both thinking who's going to be winning a lap that you're not expecting them to win a lap.
Who's taking it to the bank?
There's a good 8 people that if they were in the final, you're going to be like, it's not a surprise if they whole shot the final, like one of the mains. And same thing with the women. I think there's a good 3-4 people that if they whole shot, it's not going to be surprised. Like Elise, Laura, Lauren, Ollie, Delaney. It's not going to be a surprise if any of them win it or whole shot it. Alicia, so I don't know. Like it's hard to say that there's going to be that.
Laura might be the surprise. She's never raced a flat hill race before. She's going to be the surprise.
Never raced a flat hill. Always done Supercross since she came out of the womb.
Yeah, first ever flat hill race. So Laura's going to be the surprise. I know people have seen her do well in Supercross. We've never seen her race a normal track, so she shocks the world.
We've had last year was great battles in the pro class. It was exciting leading up to it. I think this year, both of them again are going to they're absolutely going to deliver. I think the guys, we're going to see a good 3-4 way battle for the title. I know it might be weighed a lot for one person, like whoever comes in on top and wins, but I think it's going to be good. And I think the women, you're going to have Elise, Laura. I don't know if Felicia's in the mix as much yet with points, but those two, it's going to be, no one's seen Elise and Laura battle on a flat hill like this.
Nope. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be an absolute barn burner, as they say.
Barn burner.
Where do you suppose that phrase came into fruition?
Back in the day, I think they had such big parties that they light those pitchforks on fire and just burn the barn to the ground and have to build a new one so they could do it again.
Which is I just think it's a laugh out loud funny phrase, a barn burner.
Absolute barn burner this weekend.
We have some quick shots today.
We got some quick shots.
All right, should we hit them?
Yeah, let me open them up here. Okay.
COVID.
Dude, so my power in my building went out today, and it was a planned go out. I didn't know it was planned, but it was planned. Anyways, I didn't have power all day. Kind of sucked. Went to a coffee shop to get some Wi-Fi or do some school stuff. I asked for the Wi-Fi from the guy, and he said it so quickly, but so like abruptly, like this is what it is, that I nodded and said, oh, okay, thanks. Went back to my computer, had no idea what he said. I left the coffee shop after I finished my coffee, went to another coffee shop and used the Wi-Fi at another place because I didn't want to go back in and ask him again. Classic moment. All right.
Oh, that's a good one from Sean Collins. What age do you think elite riders can push to and still race competitively and have a good career? Oh, I like that one. Like we've talked about, it seems like I don't know, like you can early 30s. Like I don't see any reason why you can't. If you've stayed healthy, you enjoy it, you're smart. I don't know, all that.
I think these days with training, it's definitely different than maybe it used to be. So yeah, early 30s, I think is fine these days. You see the top guys are in their early 30s, Sylvain, Joris.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. From Eli_Shaw, mathematically, which elite men are up for the USA BMX title? I think McLean, Isaac, I think Neek, technically, and I think possibly Joris after Bakersfield and The Rock. But I think he needs 2 of those.
Yeah. From Kai Haltendorf, 1 chainring bolt or 1 stem bolt 2012 Abbotsford full lap? Good question. You better not case.
Oh my God. I'm going 1 chain or 1 missing. Wait, hold up. 1 or 1 missing? We got to do 1 missing.
Oh shit. 1 chainring bolt or 1 stem bolt.
There's no chance you make
God.
either of those work. You can't do either of those.
No, you're fucking dead.
If you have to do that, I would take 1 chainring bolt and then you just can't pedal. Like you don't have an option. You have 1 chainring bolt, you're not going to be able to spin the cranks. If you have 1 stem bolt, you're not going to make it past a pedal stroke, or you're not going to make it past the bottom of the hill without those bars going in your lap.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
From Little D BMX, pick for number 1 amateur boy and girl. I don't really know who's up for it.
Yeah, we need to know the points. I don't know those either.
Yeah.
Drew Polk BMX. Who is the most improved rider in 2022 so far? It's a good question. Isn't this one of the awards? No, it's like Rookie Pro of the Year is an award.
Say Isaac's pretty improved.
Yeah. I mean, he went from being like what I consider a top guy to now he's like dominant.
That's it. I would say probably Isaac.
Yeah. I don't know if I might go with somebody like a Nick Adams. I mean, he kind of popped onto the scene to me this year, and I knew he was a fast amateur, but all of a sudden he hopped in a pro and he's, competitive. That's a big jump. So.
From Mrs. McCloskey, would you rather be the fastest pro or slowest expert? Okay, the McCloskey sent that to me.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Crisis averted.
Yeah.
Are the beers cold 34? Why did Joris have a yellow plate and everyone had a white plate? I didn't even really see that.
What was the question? Joris had a yellow plate?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because he was the fastest lap.
That was regarding Bogota? Or what?
I assume so, yeah. That would be why, yeah. Oh, because Bogota. Anyway.
From Sailor BMX, will the train horn come into play during the pro mains?
I would hope not.
That'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so if anybody doesn't know, Bakersfield has a train track that runs right beside the first straight, basically.
That'd be super.
And yeah, I would think they'd look down the tracks before they start that one. Next one, Dominic Array. Who do we think will win the women's pro title with Smolders leading and Elise Felicia trailing?
Oh boy.
Should we save this question for another day or should we answer it now?
Let me just ask now.
All right. Laura.
I don't like the
though.
odds. I don't think she'll beat Elise and Felicia on a flat hill.
That's my one issue. Yeah.
I don't think she'll beat them at the Grands.
Elise and Felicia are so strong on the flat hill. Elise's power to weight ratio, like, dude,
I think they'll beat Laura, both beat Laura and Tulsa.
What are the races? Here's a way to look at it. It kind of sucks for Laura because she only did Supercross, but what races did Laura get her wins at versus what races did Elise get her wins at? Laura got all Supercross. Elise, although Laura wasn't there, got some of her wins on Flat Hill.
Yeah, well, Elise didn't race a whole lot really early in the year anyway, either.
No, that's true too.
I'd say it's Elise or Felicia. I'd say them too.
Yeah, okay.
Drew Pope, which gate overall is the worst? 1 to 8.
I mean, overall, good question.
You want to say 8, but it's not really true.
No.
It's-
No, I was gonna pick like
You know what I think is the top? I think 2 is really hard to get out.
the two in my head were 2 or 7.
I think 2 was always my least favorite. Because
Knowing that the fastest guy's always is on the inside.
yeah,
I think these days 7 and 5 sometimes can be an issue. Not always 5, but I think a lot
Yeah.
of guys are starting to go 8 when they have a top pick. So you got a fast guy in 8 that wants to cut over a lot, so it makes it tough.
and I guess 2 also, like if you get cut off, you're still on the inside and can usually still get around the turn and fine.
Yeah.
So I would probably I would say like 7's probably the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go 7. Thunder Midget, Isaac Kennedy getting picked up by Chase. Has that been announced or anything? Have you seen anything?
I think it has, hasn't it?
I
saw
thought
it.
someone posted something online. I just didn't know. I can't remember who posted it. So
Let me just look it up here on the old Instagram.
take a little gander. Why don't you?
Pretty
I'll
sure
answer another
Isaac
question.
posted about it.
Isaac didn't post about it. I think it was like, man, who was it? 15 BMX
Okay,
maybe?
I saw it somewhere.
Check 15 BMX or BMX Live or Chase. I don't think it was Chase though.
So why would someone report it if it wasn't like?
So they must be picked up by Chase.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did see. I read it online too, though. Someone was talking about it.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere.
So I'm surprised that either Chase or Isaac hasn't posted about it. But I guess it's still sponsored by Speedco till the end of the year.
I wonder if Connor brokered the deal.
You never know, eh? You never know.
Yeah, good for him though. He deserves a factory ride. He deserves a good ride.
Yeah, big US one. I agree. You think
Yeah.
it's I don't know if it's the same in the vets with Tyler and Barry, but do you think it's a strategic play by Chase to have 2 of the top guys, knowing that like they have a better chance of winning the overall title? Like, is that come into play?
Yeah, they want title guys plus guys that are just always at the top, and they just when people look at them, they're always winning.
So there you go.
Yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah.
I think that's it. That's all we got.
Let me check my notes. I had something, but I'm on my phone. What happens when I do this on my phone? I wonder what the screen looks like. Apparently Gmo listens to our podcast when he's
What's up, Gmo?
yeah. So I tell him we give a shout out to Gmo. Shout out to the guy Yee.
What?
It's hard to say. Shout out to the coffee guy Yee. He's the guy who gave me some coffee beans.
Oh.
He made this like cinnamon toast crunch coffee in Tulsa or in Oldsmar for me. Unbelievable. Absolute treat.
Wow, cinnamon toast crunch coffee. That sounds like a treat.
Unreal. Did you see that at the French Cup between the races? Like I know they do fun stuff. They had a manual contest between races at the French Cup.
Yeah, I saw Mathis Rago Richard did it. Fuck, he's
Pretty
good.
cool,
At
hey?
He is so good at manualing. It's unbelievable.
That was insane how he did that.
God, like yeah, wow. The fact that
Yeah.
you just hold it multiple straights around corners, it's crazy good.
Would you rather ride without a seat all year racing at a race or ride without socks all year?
Without socks.
Yeah. Do you know
I
how
don't
gross
think-
that would be
I don't think that would be that big of a deal, really.
without socks?
I mean, I mean, I've been thinking you'd be fun. I mean, a lot of track and field sprinters run without socks.
Yeah, but their shoe. I mean, that's got to be different, don't you think?
How?
Their shoes are a lot lighter, more skin tight, probably molded to their feet. Ours are just strapped in. I mean, we wear them for like 10 hours during a day. Sometimes it feels like not actually.
No, you know, how stupid you'd look without a seat. / you can't sit in the gate or anything.
You look like a jackass. I know that would be bad.
You look so dumb without a
Yeah.
seat. You have to have a seat.
You got to. I mean, that's just a bad one. Yeah, that's a bad one. That's a bad-
You got any other ones?
I could give you some more. I got 2 more lined up if you wanted.
All right, let's do it. Let's hit it. 2 more.
They're not would you rather's, but just a couple questions for you.
Okay, let's hit it.
All right. This is actually a good one.
I'll
Okay.
put in a Ricola because my throat's a little scratchy.
Okay. Put in a Ricola. All right. You're sitting at a table in front of you. Basically at your deathbed. You're not going to die, but like you get your last
Wow.
meal ever.
Wow.
At this table, you have an array of the best foods ever prepared for your personal self. You get to take 10 bites. Can be multiple different foods. You get 10 separate bites. What are you taking?
Good question. Wow.
You could start with an appetizer. You could go right to a main course. You could go all desserts if you wanted to.
10 bites. I'd probably pick one thing. I'm not going to go like fucking bite of sushi, I'm not going to do that. It'd be ridiculous. Fucking eat a chocolate sundae that they have like one bite of a sundae that has some sushi, then have a pizza. It's like,
Well, maybe you have some dessert. I don't know. What if you start with some calamari? Take like one bite of calamari. What's
You know
a good
what's pretty-
appetizer?
you know what's pretty fucking good is like you just have like a good like pepperoni pizza or something.
Okay, how many bites are you taking of that pepperoni pizza then? Out of your 10 bites.
What I'd probably do is that probably have nice like tenderloin steak or like a good burger, something like that with some like good fries.
You do all 10 of that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not taking like 2 good bites of steak, maybe going over to like the best thin cooked pizza ever, taking a couple bites of pizza. Maybe you hit up the bet like a nice dragon roll suit of
This is a tough way
sushi.
to end. I'm so hungry right now. I'd probably such a nice sunset right now. Holy. I'd probably pick tender like couple bites of a nice fucking tenderloin. Nope. What I do? A few bites of like a steak fajita because those are so good.
Okay, taking 3 bites, you got 7 left.
Like a few bites of like I don't know. I can't decide.
I'm thinking you take a few bites of steak. I've never had lobster in my life yet. I'm taking a couple bites of a nice best
You know what?
best
No,
lobster.
I'm just going 10 bites steak fajitas. Really
You're
good,
crazy, dude.
really good steak fajitas.
Dude.
I'm just enjoying a nice steak fajita, good guac with some chips.
So you're telling me you have the best steak ever prepared in the world right beside you. You have the best
Yeah, it's
tacos.
sliced up in my steak fajita.
Okay. Right beside it, you have the best In-N-Out burger ever. You're not taking a bite of that bad boy.
No, I'll just go steak fajita. I'm just going.
You got red
steak
velvet
fajita.
Ben and Jerry's at the end of the table for dessert waiting. You're like, nope, I'm going to skip the Ben and Jerry's. I'll just finish with another bite of fajitas.
I'll probably finish the fajita in like 6-7 bites.
Okay.
7, and then I'll probably have like a red velvet bun cake for the last 3, something like that.
I like that. Okay. You got to finish with dessert, I feel like. So that's
But
good.
I'm going like one thing and then I'm going dessert. I'm not going steak fajita, tuna sashimi, pad thai, fucking peanut butter sandwich. I'm not doing that.
I would hope nobody picks a peanut butter sandwich on their top 10 list.
A peanut butter and I do like a good peanut butter and jam.
Dude, sometimes a PB and J, if you're like out in the golf course or at the track
A
and you have one waiting
PB&J.
for you.
Yeah, PB and J fucks for sure. Like a really good one.
Oh, you had the good jam too.
When you get it right, like I'm telling you, when you get the PB and J right with some good bread, God, it's up there with almost anything.
We might have to have a sandwich draft one of these days. We're gonna have to have a sandwich draft. Best sandwiches out there.
You know, this morning I made myself a turkey avocado and like lettuce sandwich for breakfast with a protein smoothie. It was like the most unsatisfying breakfast I've ever had. I had it like yesterday and today. I don't really know why I had it. I think I just didn't feel like having eggs and I wanted some protein, just kind of did it. It was so unsatisfying.
Turkey isn't really the go-to morning thing in my head. So yeah, it doesn't sound awesome.
Like I don't think
No.
I'll do it again. It was just,
No.
I don't know why I did it. Just went for it, but it wasn't very good.
One of the huge underrated breakfast items I think is these cappuccino yogurt cups I have. They're like coffee flavored yogurt. You have one of those cups in the morning. It's unbelievable.
Speaking of that, I've made elite smoothies lately. So I go ice, blueberries, half a frozen banana, peanut butter, vanilla protein powder, and then I add oat milk, and I don't add that much, so it's like really thick. It's like a smoothie bowl.
Oh,
And
nice.
It's like ice cream. It's like a sorbet, but it's a healthy protein smoothie essentially.
That's so good. The thicker the smoothie, the better.
You got to make it thick.
If it's juicy, it's not fun. You want it thick. You want to have to eat it with a spoon almost.
Yeah, you got to use a spoon, and it's like ice cream. It's like sorbet.
You find when you put a banana in these things, your whole smoothie just automatically just tastes like banana.
No, because I do half a frozen banana.
Okay, so it's a little less.
If you do like a full banana, yeah, it tastes very banana-y.
Dude, yeah, you put a full one in, and it's like it doesn't matter what fruit you put in, what other stuff, ingredients. It just you got a banana smoothie on your hands.
You do have bananas, but you don't. I
Classic.
never eat bananas. I used to eat bananas in training all the time. I have them in the smoothie, I guess, but I don't even remember the last time I just ate a banana.
Dude, how good does it feel?
I don't love bananas. Like I don't.
No, I mean neither. It's like it's a great.
Oh,
If you
how
don't
good
have
is
to
it?
get banana.
Have one? Yeah.
Yeah. People that like really like, I have bananas in my oatmeal. Like that's just a go-to. It helps me get it down. It's soft, it's easy. But I'm not a fan either. People that like bananas, like I'm talking really like a banana. Like you're like, I could go for a piece of fruit. Let me like go buy a banana. You're crazy.
Let me just open a banana. It's like, what are you, a monkey? No, we don't just eat bananas.
No, go get yourself like, I'm not even an apple guy. Go get yourself an apple. Go get some
Apples are
strawberries, some grapes, watermelon.
A good crunchy, juicy apple.
Yeah, dude, apples are the one fruit makes it like, dude, an apple can be the worst thing in the world if it's soft. If it's crispy, it's
Yeah.
one of the best things.
You tell you one of the best things about living in San Diego is the mangoes. You get like 2 for $1.
No way.
And they're just big, juicy bastards too. They're not like the hard, like crappy ones we got at home that are like $4.50 a mango. We get 2 for $1, and they are just like it's like sorbet. Seriously.
You just open it up and just eat it with a spoon, eh?
Yeah, so we'll just get like 6 for $3 or something.
What a treat.
Yeah, it is a treat. All right. ProGate Europe, presenting sponsor for the show. Winning starts with good gate, bad gate. No, fucking great gate. ProGate Europe.
Get yours today. Guys, your track needs one. We told you, they've been with us for 3.5 years, going on 4 next year. There's a reason we keep asking them and wanting them to be on boards because of the best gate out there. They use them at World Cups. They use them around the world.
Yep.
Get yours. Get one.
Get yours today. We'll see you next week for the Connor Fields retirement special, Monday, time TBA from Henderson, Nevada.
Man, that's going to be a big show. I cannot wait for that.
We'll see you next week, folks.
Yeah. Snap on green.
Snap on green.